So over on Reddit, we have what appears to be a rough cut description of the upcoming Avengers 4 trailer. Now, obviously, when it comes to Reddit and 4chan, you have to take these things with a grain of salt. We're not entirely sure how accurate this is. This poster claims to have spoiled the Civil War trailer with Spider-Man at the end of it. I didn't even see that when it was on Reddit, a couple years ago. But he's got some really interesting things that are said here, and I want to have a video here discussing what could be going on with Avengers 4, the trailer, how it may look, and we'll see. We'll find out very soon if this is true or not. But I do think there's some credibility to what this guy is saying based on other leaks and other information that we have. So, joining me to discuss this, I'm not alone here. Joining me on this video, please welcome Mayo from Morrow Media. You may remember him from my breakdowns of San Diego Comic-Con trailers for several comic book movies. He's back here. What's up, Mayo?
Hello, I am very tired but happy to be here.
I thought you were going to say, hello, I am Mayo.
Would you like me to say hello, I am Mayo?
I have AIDS. I want you to say you have AIDS. All right, so let's go ahead.
PG, bro.
Let's dive right into it. And by the way, folks, Mayo and I over on the Geekdom 101 podcast on geekdom101.libsyn.com, we did do a breakdown of the Ant-Man and Wasp movie, a complete spoiler breakdown. That movie's going to be on Blu-ray, I think, in the next week or so. So check that out, and after you see the movie, if you haven't seen it. Yeah, if you haven't seen the movie yet, watch it and then check out our podcast.
Yeah, if you have read it up on your screen right now, because I don't know what you have on your screen, but they literally have like an ad for the AMA they're doing with one of the actors to promote the Blu-ray.
Of course I have read it on my screen, but yes, that is correct. Anyways, let's get right into this. So it says here, final trailer's about 2-ish minutes. That makes sense. Starts with the 10th year logo, which zooms into the screen in logo fashion, but flashes all colors of the stones as it does. Now, it's funny it has the 10-year logo because this is going to be the 11th year when it comes out.
Well, the whole thing with the 10-year was like that. I think that's mainly just to end out this phase. I think after this phase is done, they're going to stop doing that.
Yeah.
Or this might just be the new logo they're going with.
Yeah, for at least for now. So in Thanos' voice, Josh Brolin, he says, "My destiny is not yet fulfilled," which is interesting because I thought that his destiny was to wipe out half the universe. So what else is left for him to do, Mayo?
That's very interesting because they very much changed his what was it?
Motivations.
Yeah, from the original to this. Like,
you're talking about
the
from the comic, just to clarify.
Like original
okay.
comic, that's what I mean. But
yeah.
like, because in that he just wanted to get with like death, but then he just killed people because like he's like, I can do this, and I'm trying to show death that I love her.
Do you think they might retcon it and put? It wouldn't really be a retcon. It's not a retcon, but would they put death in this movie and reveal that was the goal this entire time?
I don't think they would, but like just to say my destiny is not yet fulfilled feels like a little weird, and that's like what makes me question this a little. But then like as I kept reading it, which we'll go into later, some of the shots do make sense for some stuff, but some of them are still like kind of fan servicey where I'm like, maybe not. But like the destiny is not yet fulfilled thing, like it just strikes me as weird because from other stuff we know about this movie, I'm assuming we can talk spoilers freely for the movie in here, right?
Well, we don't have any confirmed spoilers. We can talk about what's rumored.
Well, like we have like shots from like on set and stuff.
Yeah, we've talked about that. Yeah, shots of them going back to New York, which we're going to talk about more here. Yeah.
No, but I'm talking about the time travel ones.
The time travel. That's what I'm talking about. Going back to New York in 2012.
Right.
2012 New York. The Avengers
that's
1.
Why I'm like, that's why like I don't. That's why I feel weird about this because like with him saying that, like just that alone, like we can talk. Like I said, we're going to talk about the whole thing, but just that line is like, well, we saw that they're going back in time. We know they're going to space, which is referenced later in this. But we know there's a bunch of stuff going on that very much involves time travel, them going to space, doing all this stuff, possibly quantum realm stuff.
That's in there,
but nowhere, like, it doesn't, with him saying it's not yet fulfilled, makes no sense for kind of like the feeling. Because we also know, I think this has been pretty much confirmed, that this movie takes place 5 years after the last one.
I believe so, yeah, in the future. And that we're gonna get into that. Let's hold off before we keep going. Let's get into that later, all right? So, a shot of a battered Tony looks as though he's still on Titan, confused. I think that might be just shot from the previous film, or maybe the beginning of this film. Maybe they go back to Earth. Greater threats arise to undo the balance I lost everything to achieve, and I will not be undone. So that's not Thanos saying that. I'm guessing that what he's talking about is that more Avengers are going to show up to challenge him. That makes sense to me. That he's trying to, he said again, undo the balance. So that they are going to try to fix things here.
But that's still like with the Destiny line. I'm assuming those two are probably going to be from separate
totally separate,
scenes.
totally separate. Yeah, we know that.
But they try to play it like it works together. But honestly, reading it, it doesn't really work together.
No, and again, I don't think it does. It's going to at all. 'Cause it's Tony on there. Shot of Banner and Cap with Vision on a table, fades in and out. Shot of Quill's ship lifting off, fades. Tony, Fury was right. He's talking to someone out of the view in some type of normal house. This might be Aunt May. He's glossy-eyed, and the dialogue is spoken over the prior screen, not actually what he's saying. He says he was right since day one. Black screen, Tony, scene of him in sort of a garage-looking place in front of 3 different suits. They seem normal. So, clearly a reference to Iron Man 1.
Yeah, but I will say with them being on Titan, Quill's ship lifting off would be Tony and Nebula leaving the planet. That's what it has to be.
Could be.
Probably.
Yeah, well, it could be because this is going to be a 3-hour movie or two and a half hour movie.
Well, they have no other way off the planet but Quill's ship.
But it doesn't say the ship is leaving Titan though. It could be leaving Earth.
I mean, it could be that, but like I said, they took the ship to get to Titan, so I'm gonna. I mean, that's.
And if it's 5 years later, they might not even show any of that. We don't know.
Yeah, that's true.
All right, moving on. It says here, none are the ones that was leaked. It was the housing unit in his hands. Yeah, so these suits are not new suits. They're the older suits. It says here, I'll do whatever it takes so that it never happens again. Black screen, Tony, and S.H.I.E.L.D. gear. We've seen clips of and rumors and stuff about S.H.I.E.L.D. coming back after Avengers Infinity War because obviously with the whole Captain Marvel tie-in. He's walking towards the camera with soldiers behind him. A shot of Ant-Man standing in the quantum realm. Of course, we knew that because the quantum realm's going to involve time travel. We know that his daughter Cassie, I think her name is Cassie, has an older actress playing her. So when he gets out of the quantum realm, because there's no time in there, it might be 5 years later, and that's when we have the movie begin. Cuts to him surrounded by 3 tardigrades. He's running. He stops at a green portal type thing. Fades a shot of Scott in street clothes, gray shirt, jeans, and a jean jacket. So that's him leaving the quantum realm, going into the new future of the Earth, or whatever you want to call it, right? I guess.
Probably just present Earth. Whatever, or future Earth, I should say.
Future, which is not going to be the present, yeah. It says, Scott says, I think I might have a way to help. Not sure who he's speaking to, if this is even the real dialogue. Doesn't look like it matches. Shot of an empty throne in Wakanda. Various shots of Shu, M'Baku, Okoye, black screen. Now, I heard that Okoye... I heard that M'Baku's actually going to be the new leader of Wakanda in this movie after...
That makes sense, to be honest.
Yeah, not Okoye.
Because he would be the one to take up the Black Panther role if they could even still do that. But I do want to mention with the I'll do whatever it takes so that never happens again. Like I mentioned, the time travel thing that kind of like plays into it a little with him doing whatever it takes. Because we know that Tony goes a bit too far sometimes.
But having it never happen again, I mean, how are you going to stop Thanos by killing him? Is that what they're talking about? I mean,
he might just like change what happens. Like, because we've seen Tony like try and do a good thing but always end up messing up. That tends to be how it goes.
That is how it goes. So it says this was not our fight. Shuri or Okoye couldn't tell. Screen is still black. Shot of Cap standing arms crossed with Rhodey, Rocket, and Thor in a room. Looks like he's still in Wakanda. Cap, we need to make this right. Banner says, Cap, we don't even know where to start. Thanos is gone. He won. Thor says, well, we had better get to work. So, yeah, this is gonna take place. I think that I'll be real with you. Based on if this is true. I think part of the movie's going to be right after Infinity War, and another part will be in the future. I think it's going to be 2 different, I think the beginning part might be all this, and the future time will go by, unless Lang shows up and inspires them to get this taken care of.
Well, it's a 2.5-hour movie.
Yeah, I mentioned that.
Yeah, well, no, I'm just restating it, and, we know that Captain Marvel's in this movie, so, and I don't expect she's going to be seen after the time travel. I'm assuming that's going to be before.
Right. Shot panning down slowly of the pager Fury had in someone's hands. Of course, this is the post-credit scene of Fury paging Captain Marvel. I'm almost 100% certain it's in Tony's hands, so I guess Tony picks up the pager. A shot of Rhodey suiting up very briefly from the knees to the crotch area. LOL, it's not nanotech, but looks more or less exactly how Star-Lord's mask materializes with a Thor voiceover. Are you ready for this? That's pretty typical. Rocket says, well, if I'm not, pause, fade to black, fades into Rocket, music silences, what more could I lose? I love that. I love the fact they pretty much teased in the first film that, they were like, oh, who's your family? And obviously his family is the Guardians of the Galaxy.
And that, the first movie very much also has themes of family with,
all
Thanos and Gamora and all that and shit.
Yeah, and it's going to be more so like Gamora's family is the Guardians, not Thanos, not anymore.
Exactly. That was a big theme of it as well.
Big theme, and also Thor lost his family. That's
Yeah.
gonna create the bonding with Thor and
Rocket.
with
probably.
Thor and Rocket, yeah. Bifrost shot of Thor, War Machine and Rocket, various shots, Gauntlet still damaged, being reached for. Shot of Nebula, looks like the same place Tony was earlier than a shot of Banner. That's just not much to talk about there. Black screen, Thor says we need an army to stand against Thanos. Shot of Thanos putting on armor. So the fight's gonna start. Yours is the only one formidable enough to give it its chance. So what army are they talking about here? Is it the Kree? Like what? Because he's saying
Yeah, 'cause
your
they
army.
Do mention,
Is it
they
the
do
Kree?
Mention it later.
Okay, they do.
It's such a weird thing because we don't know what happens in Captain Marvel yet. But like,
That's right. That's right.
The whole thing is, well, he also mentions later on that he thinks they're on Xandar, which like would be interesting considering he decimated Xandar like a week before the first movie takes place.
But if you
and
travel
he's-
through time, you know.
well, but if he's going to, it could be a post-travel time scene where they go to Xandar and get the Kree.
You said travel
That
time.
would actually be interesting.
You mean time travel? You said travel time.
Yeah, post-time travel. What did I say?
You said travel time. I thought it was funny.
Dude, I said I am so tired.
I know, but it's all right. I'm tired too.
Yeah.
We got to get this
But
done
they'll-
because I'm never
yeah,
gonna see
they'll
you. I'm
leak
not gonna
stuff
see you for the rest
though.
of the day. I'm going to see Halloween tonight. Review on World of Geekdom. So plug. Okay, so what army could it be besides? Could it be? Yeah, is the army Xandar? Is it the Kree? What army could stand up to Thanos?
I mean, the Kree is a thought, but I mean, you also have to remember, like, Thanos in this continuity is very much weaker than he is in the comics. Like, he's not an actual literal god like he is in the comics.
He's a lot weaker.
So it's very interesting to think of because, like, when we see him on other planets, like, taking them over, he very much has an army with him. Like, they say, oh, he decimated Xandar, but it's like, he had to get the first Infinity Stone there, so how did he decimate it? Does he have an army of his own? Like, did his children do it for him? Like, what actually happened? And that's kind of like a thing here where it's like we don't actually know like how strong he is without them because when we first meet him, he already has a stone.
Yeah,
And
well,
it's clear that he used it.
I have not watched. And this is my fault. I have not watched the director's commentary for Infinity War, but there's a lot of stuff in there about like why they didn't put the Xandar scene in. There's a lot of stuff in there about that. I haven't
I can
watched
only
it yet.
imagine how many scenes were cut as well.
And that's the thing is, and I want to make this clear to everybody and you, but you probably already know this. There's probably a lot of scenes that were cut that are not going to get revealed until this movie comes out because I feel like when they were putting these movies together, there was probably stuff in 3 that spoiled 4 or things that they moved to 4. You know, they moved movies around, they cut them up. So we're not going to get all the latest scenes for Infinity War until 4. That's the way I'm seeing it.
These were also shot pretty much back to back.
That's what I'm saying, back to back and simultaneously in a way. So there's probably scenes that they cut out of Infinity War that are good scenes, but they just couldn't put them in because it would ruin, this one. So,
They'll probably make like a double feature like Blu-ray that has all of it on it.
or they'll just throw it on the Avengers 4 Blu-ray. I mean, they're gonna milk us with
Yeah.
money no matter what. It's Disney. So it says here, shot of Thanos wielding a big double-edged sword, so he's pretty much Darth Maul. Says, so I ask of you, various shots of Black Widow, brief shot of Tony's suit, Cap's new chest piece. This is typical like trailer stuff, and Banner putting on a purple skin-tight suit and a button up over it in front of a mirror, which is that's classic Hulk, the purple shirt.
And I think Cap's got the chainmail armor.
Yes, the chainmail armor. Face of Thor, will you help us? More various shots, including a broken gauntlet on the ground, someone clearly Thanos walking away. Some same aesthetic and scenery as the one when it's being reached for. I think he throws it on the ground. It's been a while since I've been to Earth. Music is getting louder as it crescendos, and a shot of Captain Marvel's chest panning up to her face. So, is the story? I'm guessing it's been a while since I've been to Earth. That's Captain Marvel. So,
Yeah.
maybe the army is the Kree with Captain Marvel. But then again, what about Ronan the Accuser's Krees in Guardians of the Galaxy? Are there a separate set of Krees that aren't involved in the
No,
fight?
because it was always said that he was kind of like a radical and stuff. And
Okay.
that he went off
So,
on his own.
that tells me that it's possible that Captain Marvel went to go live with the Krees. That Carol Danvers is
Yeah.
in space with them. Okay, the scenery.
Well, that's what's implied. I'm assuming by the fact that like he has
She's-
to use the pager to get to her.
That's
and
right.
stuff.
Yeah, that she's far away.
And I do want to mention before we go on because they mentioned the gauntlet again. We didn't talk about the Nebula shot that happened with the gauntlet and stuff. With them like drawing a parallel to the comic with Nebula getting the gauntlet. And
I actually don't
because
see that here. Where does it say that Nebula gets the gauntlet?
Well, no, I'm not saying it says that. Like in the original comic when she gets it, but they do like the gauntlet still damage being reached for, then a shot of Nebula. Like you know how like trailers like to cut stuff so it looks like it's one thing and not the other and all that.
Yes.
That's why I'm like, it's a very interesting shot for them to do, which might just be them faking people out, or they might actually do something with it, which I wouldn't be surprised with her getting the gauntlet and doing something because of the relationship she has with Gamora now
And
her
with,
anger
and with
towards
Thanos.
Thanos killing her.
Yeah. All right. So, obviously that's Captain Marvel. It says the scenery behind her almost looks like Xandar because it can't be Earth. That would make no sense. It's blue skies and clouds outside of a window. It could be one of the Kree planets. Captain Marvel says, "Let's go." Shot of her flying towards something angrily. She cocks back a punch. Eyes glowing, flames surround her. She punches. Then title card. That's awesome. I got chills right now reading that. I'm not. I swear to God, I got chills right now reading that. I want to see that so bad.
With them saying because it can't be Earth, that would make no sense. I'm gonna question that a little bit.
I mean, she's gonna go to Earth. We know that. You know?
Yeah, and she says like, "Let's go." It's like she could be saying like, "Let's go to fight Thanos while we're on Earth," or like, "We're on Earth and time travel and blah blah blah." Like there are all these factors that, well, like I said, they could just be doing a fake out, and it could be Earth. So
it says here, however, it doesn't actually have anything. It's just a blank screen with the music, post theme, cutaway Stinger. Rocket is in a rolling chair looking at a few computer screens. He has his cool on white bodysuit. Rhodey says, "I've seen a lot of crazy things about talking raccoon." Rocket looks up at it from a chair, definitely tops them all. Rocket going from Rhodey back to the computer screen sarcastically, "Boy, if I had a unit every time I heard that one." Cuts to a shot of Thor smiling with an off-cue ha ha ha. Trailer ends. This is actually a rough cut. There's a lot of black screens in the midst of all these lasting 1 2 seconds. That means it's probably words they're going to put in. This trailer slated to be debuted on November 21st, 28th, or December 12th on Good Morning America. I'm not sure of the scheduling situation. Also, official extended trailer for Captain Marvel will arrive around Christmas. So, nothing.
That makes sense for that last one.
It does make sense. So nothing here at all talks about them going back to 2012. I think there was another trailer that talked about they actually showed Loki from Avengers 1 in New York.
That was mentioned somewhere.
That was mentioned somewhere else, yeah. But there's nothing in here about that. There was also talk about of an orange briefcase. There's nothing here that even implies, Mayo, that because there was a rumor that Tony's going to make his own Infinity Gauntlet. There's which actually would fit with what you're talking about how he tries to make things right and actually making a gauntlet is very dangerous. There's nothing here at all about any of that stuff. I mean, there's very few time travel things here at all, you know?
I think they would want to save that for the movie, to be honest.
Or for the second trailer. Yeah, the second trailer.
Yeah. But like the thing, like I said, like with the because it can't be Earth and stuff. But it's like Marvel's faked this out before. Let's be real, it's happened
all the time.
So if some of these shots are from like different scenes, like post time travel, pre time travel, whatever, they'd probably mix it well enough that it wouldn't really give it away just yet. And I do want to mention, he mentions that Rocket is inside the spacesuits that they revealed, which I think look like trash, but.
And there's also nothing here about the Hulk Thanos rematch. Nothing.
Which I believe one of the Russo brothers, I believe, stated that there's going to be stuff going on with Hulk in this that is like Hulk has some issues to deal with.
Yeah,
people talked about that.
Well, yeah, the whole
like what that could mean for a Thor character.
It's a
Thor Hulk.
It's a 3-movie arc because Thor, Ragnarok, Avengers 3, and Avengers 4. It's a 3-movie arc, and the idea being that eventually Banner has to take control of the Hulk and actually get control of the monster. And I think we're going to see it in this movie. I think close to the end, we're going to see controlled Hulk, but still powerful, taking on Thanos and maybe knocking him around.
I bet you with this movie, we get a scene similar to the Avengers gathering in the first Avengers movie with the circle shot that goes
except
around
with like 100 people, like Spider-Man there and everybody when they all get wished back with the Dragon Balls.
Like it might just be the team that goes to fight Thanos. Like that might be where we see it. It might not even be like I think if anything, if we get a shot of all them together,
I'll cry.
Be Cap yelling. It's going to be
Avengers Assemble.
Of
course.
Like he did at the end of Ultron, but they cut him off.
They have to do that. It's like it's like, dude, it's cheesy comic book shit, but you got to have at least one cheesy comic book line in these movies. You can't always try to be the edgy new shit. That's what DC try to do. Like, no, it's a comic book movie, so do some cheese. I mean, I'm all right with cheese in these movies.
Yeah, they're ridiculous movies. That's the gist of it, and you can go ridiculous. Whiplash, look at Whiplash.
In a good way.
Most dumb character. Well, yeah, in a good way, but like they do go dumb sometimes. Sometimes it doesn't work. Sometimes it does. Whiplash being an example. But
the Mandarin, bro.
Ragnarok being an example of it working.
Right. All right. Well, everybody check out Morrow Media. I'll leave a link down below. Leave a comment. Your thoughts on this Avengers 4 Reddit. Do you think it's real? You have any thoughts on the story? And thanks for being here, bro.
Yeah, take it all with a grain of salt, though. For sure.
We'll talk to you soon.